Herr Wärter, und da ist die Presse. Jetzt wird's interessant. Was werden Sie tun? Was haben Sie mir gemacht? Die Maschine ist gefasst. Bla 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 bla. Das ist also Codas Antrieb.
And of course, it's the machine.
Du hast angehalten. Du hast aufgehört, uns zu füttern. Deine Arbeit hat uns am Leben gehalten. Deine Arbeit hat uns gesund gehalten. Kannst du dir überhaupt vorstellen, was die Leute da draußen wegen dir durchmachen? Was du geschaffen hast, hat uns tagtäglich am Leben gehalten. Wie können wir jemals wieder darauf vertrauen, dass du deine Arbeit machst? Folgendes ist jetzt wichtig. Du musst zu den Leuten rausgehen und dich bei ihnen entschuldigen. Du musst öffentlich zugeben, dass du die Leute hast leiden lassen. Ich war so allein. Ich versuche jetzt, mich da irgendwie in den hineinzuversetzen. Nach dem, was ich jetzt die ganze Zeit bei den Spielen erlebt habe. Entschuldige dich dafür, dass du mich verlassen hast. Das wollte ich jetzt eigentlich nicht sagen, aber okay. Nein, nichts. Überlege es dir genau. Ich weiß, wie ich dir wehtun kann. Ich habe gesehen, wovor du dich fürchtest. Ich will dir nicht wehtun. Na gut, ich werde mich in deinem Namen bei den Menschen entschuldigen. Will ich das? Und Presseerklärung. Meine Anhänger. Meine Freunde, bitte. Ich habe leider schlechte Nachrichten. Ich nichts Gutes mitzuteilen. Ah. Die Maschine wird sich nicht bei uns entschuldigen. Die Maschine will nicht zugeben, uns absichtlich geschadet zu haben. Alles nicht gut. Doch das spielt keine Rolle. Wir sind stärker als ihr meint. Wir werden einen Weg finden, auch ohne sie zu leben. Wir brauchen ihre Spiele nicht. Lasst uns Vergeltung üben. Lasst uns zeigen, dass wir keine Versager sind. Ja, bitte, das Zweite. Vergeltung ist nie gut. Folgt mir, wir werden die Maschine zerstören. Nein, folgt mir, wir werden alles zerstören, was die Maschine geschaffen hat. Die Maschine zerstören, das ist gerade irgendwie, hat so ein bisschen was wie ein Mord. Das kann ich nicht verantworten. Obwohl beides Kacke ist. Was kommt jetzt? Oh. Oh. Schön. Hauptsache an dem Boden hier kann man nicht zerstören. Wuhu! Ist hier ein Ziel auch, oder soll man...
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Coda is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Einfach alles zerstören. Den Ideenraum. Weg damit. Alles muss kaputt werden. Wow!
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Da ist die Maschine wieder. Put down your weapon. Runter mit der Waffe. Runter! Na, ich will nicht schießen.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need. To be told that my work is good. That I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Bin gespannt. Juni 2011. Der Turm. Okay. Ähnliche Umgebung.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Ja, das auf jeden Fall. Es sind aber viele Spiele von dem, die einem einfach ein bisschen Angst machen fast.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Kann man ja auch wieder rausgehen, sobald man mal drin war? Ah! Okay, das tue ich mir jetzt nicht an. Kommt ja kein Meter weit.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Okay. Was kommt jetzt?
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
Ja, klar!
Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Okay. 1, 5, 1. Ich frage mich ja, wenn das jetzt wirklich eine wahre Geschichte ist, die er uns da erzählt. Ob der jetzt denn da wirklich durch das Labyrinth sich gekämpft hat, die Zahl hier rausgefunden hat Ob das wirklich alles auch gemacht hat. Würde mich jetzt gerade interessieren ein bisschen. Ist echt ein bisschen deprimierend, das Level hier. Ja, von der düsteren Stimmung. Die Musik, die Atmung macht es nicht gerade besser.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Okay. Das wäre dann wohl der Schalter.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Stimmt, die kamen auch öfter vor. Eine sehr verschlossene Person anscheinend.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Diese Gruselmusik. Dieses Gestöhne im Hintergrund, das macht mich am meisten fertig.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Lieber Davy, vielen Dank für dein Interesse an meinen Spielen. Ich möchte dich bitten, mich nicht mehr anzusprechen. Das ist hart.